So yeah, we've just heard the Big Stone Air project update, and now Lisa's going to share with us some updates from Lincoln County.
Sure. And in terms of Lincoln County, part of the project was a hotspot initiative. So kind of to expand access throughout the county. And so all of the entities, whether that's, some of the cities and counties have entered into service agreements on that. And so that will bring service to some parks and other areas that didn't have great access. We completed an internet safety program that was presented at the end of September. And then we had 26 participants as part of that. And we had that in multiple locations. And then also the part of our initiative was to create this at home in Lincoln County as a way to kind of improve access to information and happenings and events within the county. And that is all live now and underway. And then kind of the last exciting project is that we had been partnering. So prior to this initiative, the county had agreed to basically bond and get fiber to all of the rural homes in Lincoln County, and using some of, I believe, their wind tax proceeds to be able to do that. But the town of Ivanhoe is kind of one of those communities that had really poor access. And so part of this initiative was partnering to get fiber installed in that community as well. And so that is well underway. And we're hoping that by the end of this fall, kind of early winter, we'll have better fiber access in the town of Ivanhoe. So that's kind of what's happening in Lincoln County. And then, the one thing I forgot for Big Stone is our smart room. And so we've got those fully installed now. The smart rooms are all set up and ready to go. And we've actually been there's some great opportunities coming up where there's going to be some trainings and kind of events happening through Pioneer Public Television. And so we've encouraged a lot of our local communities to use their smart rooms so that they don't have to travel to kind of hear those presentations, because they are live streaming some events. And so we're trying to, as much as possible, use those smart rooms to connect our local units of governments, local EDAs to kind of events that are happening as well, so they can get those trainings and event participation locally. So that's all I have.
Well, that's a lot. Thank you. Good to hear things are going well.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. Down here in Austin, we also just finished up our PCs for People initiative, the first, hopefully, of more in the future. We as well have a waiting list. We had over 100 people that applied, and we gave away 50 desktops as well. And the event went very well, and we had great volunteers and people's, just to hear people's stories about how, those that would, were willing to share about, what they're going to do with their PC and such. It was heartwarming. It was wonderful, and the event went very well. Our privacy rooms are in the works, and the privacy rooms are those rooms that people can go and access the internet for anything that they might want privacy for. They're going to be housed in different places around the city of Austin, and they are underway. They should be up and running. Janie, maybe you can help me with this. We're going to have at least one as of the new year. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we will have one. The Austin Public Library will have one there, and they've already started. They've ordered their stuff. It's just, of course, with the supply chain delays or whatever. So as soon as they get in, that one will be up and running. A second one will be going into a newly constructed building that should be opened up. It's our community action building, and that should be opened up at the beginning of the year. And so we will have a privacy room space in there as well. And we're currently in conversations of possibly having a third one out at our community college workforce development area. So those should be up and running in the near future.
One thing we are also going to do to address the need for seniors, and I guess their discomfort with technology or devices or the internet, or maybe just a mistrust or a fear of using things that are related to the internet. At the local senior center next week, we're having a trivia event, and it will be held online, and they will learn how to scan a QR code. That has been a wish of theirs, to understand how to use those, mostly to get coupons, I hear. But we want to make the event non-threatening, fun, something where they can engage with technology in a way that is, not intimidating at all. And we're going to play 1950s and 60s movie trivia, music trivia, and it will be done online. And we're just trying to get them involved in that way, because a lot of them are very hesitant to participate in other opportunities related to technology. So that is definitely a first step there. We have our projects throughout the community that are in progress. And one of them that we are starting to dig deeper into is our digital literacy training. I met with our public library yesterday, and we brainstormed really a great list of not only possible topics that have come out through our focus groups, but also different places around the community where we might host such events, and how we can get the word out. And then what we need to make it run smoothly, whether it be translators or additional people to monitor what's going on in the class itself, and even to provide some tech tutoring at specific places and locations at predictable times. If it was every week, given a certain time in different places in town, where people would have access to their questions about technology as individuals, above and beyond those trainings that we'd like to provide. Let's see here. Janie, what else am I missing? Anything else? Okay. I think that's about it from Austin.
Thanks. Leslie from Pine County finally managed to overcome her technical issues and join us. Thanks for being here, Leslie.
Yeah, thanks for waiting for me. It really, really is kind of stressful when you go to log into a Zoom meeting and it says, your Zoom app needs updating, contact your IT department. And my clock said like 9:28. I was like, oh no. So thank you for being patient. I'm all updated and connected. And I'm assuming we're getting some project updates. That's what I kind of gathered from the folks from Austin. So here in Pine County, we received funding to do a Going Google in Pine County education piece. We held a couple sessions, and then in Pine City, Sandstone, and Moose Lake, which is just outside of our county, but we partnered with them because their community area spans into our northern region. We had good participation at those events in the north and south, but our central area of the county just did not have very good participation. So we were trying to figure out ways to market it better, find space, and we just really couldn't make those connections in the community. So we're hoping that in the last couple months of this year, we'll be able to maybe do one more session because we just couldn't tap into the audience there for some reason. But our partnership with the Pine City Area Chamber and the Moose Lake Area Chamber really panned out for their communities. And we're able to reach quite a few businesses. I don't have the numbers at my fingertips here, but quite a few businesses to get them on Google, so that as people travel through Pine County and you're looking for a place to eat, looking for a place to shop, that you can find us on the web, whether or not you have a Facebook page or a website. So that was our idea of trying to use these funds to expand on people's abilities to use technology. Our other three projects were more infrastructure based, and we were going to work with a provider to erect a couple towers in our rural townships so that they could provide fixed wireless services to those folks. And then another project was actual fiber to the premise up in our northeastern region of the county, which is very, very rural. They had already had the middle mile infrastructure there, and which is kind of doing the last mile drops to the houses. That one, we call it the Carrick project, is done. I'm waiting to hear numbers on how many households we were able to connect. The two fixed wireless projects, one is near completion this week. The other one is significantly delayed because of materials. All summer, our provider has been struggling from to get information from their material providers on when these products will come in. So we are disappointed that we couldn't get them constructed this season, but we're hoping Blendon will give us a minor extension to finish that project because it was kind of out of our control. But those two projects will reach people in our rural areas that are just outside where fiber is being delivered to the home, until we can get fiber to the premise there. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're up to, and it's been exciting.
Yeah, let me know about we'll talk another time about those an extension. That's, and for anyone, that's never really a big problem. We'd like to get things done. We don't want projects to go to eternity, but, we can certainly handle little extensions, and it's not a difficult process. And Leslie, if that one, if it turns out you can't get if the parts are delayed too long, we can always kind of go back to the drawing board and reallocate if you need to.
Okay,
So let me know.
thank you. All right, thank you.
All right, love to hear from Warroad. How's it going up there?
Okay, I can certainly relate to Leslie's frustration with delays on products and this sort of thing, because one of the elements of our projects here was the installation of Wi-Fi across the athletic fields of the Warroad School. And because of the sort of global chip shortage, that's having knock-on effects for local delivery. But 4 of the 6 elements of that particular project are delivered. So there is Wi-Fi facility in various sports arenas within the school. And this includes cameras so we can broadcast the sporting events within the swimming pool and gymnasiums. We're just waiting for the installation of the cameras and the Wi-Fi out on the baseball and softball diamonds at the moment. So they're the last elements that we're waiting for, but we're told that those products are inbound. We're just still waiting for them. The second project that we're very pleased with was completed at the end of the summer break, and that was the installation of Wi-Fi on the school bus network in Warroad. Some of you may know Warroad is a very rural, remote community, and some of our students come down from the Angle every day and obviously return every day. So to have Wi-Fi on the school bus network really does enable them to, in theory, get on with their homework before they get home. And for those with that long journey, I think this has been quite a boon for them. So yes, some good success in Warroad, really. And I'll let Rob fill in any blanks, because I've unfortunately come to this party quite late in the day, so he'll be able to speak to anything that I've missed.
You did a fine job, Adam. Great summary on those projects. We have a third project that is still in process in terms of trying to figure out how we're going to advance it, which was aimed at advancing what we call the backbone of the fiber infrastructure coming into the city of Warroad. There's a number of challenges on this front. We had some pretty big aspirations to actually do a fiber project through the entire city of Warroad, and the Blendon project was kind of a catalyst piece of that. We've run into some roadblocks in terms of securing our overall funding for the whole project, and so we've been trying to figure out, okay, how do we adjust this back and leverage the Blendon piece of that. We've got some ideas that are tied to both advancing that for the city of Warroad, but also serving a need as we host Hockey Day Minnesota in January of 24. So more to come on that project as the months in the month ahead, but nice update on the other two, Adam.
Yeah, and let me put in a plug for Ann at the blog. I mean, some of these, when I hear heartwarming and when I hear things like, it seems to be going well with the school buses. These are all, if you can capture any stories or any images or anything like that, I mean, Ann will post about those on the blog. We love having stories from our communities on our blog. And I'll let Ann speak in a few minutes about what's coming with the blog, but I guess I'll just give you all a preview. As you know, we're kind of sunsetting our broadband work, and we're kind of in the you know, our leadership is kind of working with a few different options, but we're gonna be, it looks like sunsetting the blog at the end of the year. So, you know, the more good stories we can get on there, you know, in the next couple months, the nicer it would be, I think. We're hoping to get it housed in another location. We're hoping that somebody else will take it over. We're not 100% sure yet, and I can't really speculate right now where it might go, but that's something that just to bear in mind. But we would like to, you know, tell the world about your stories as much as we can before that happens. And Anne, do you want to say a word about what you have planned for the next?
Sure. I think every year I do county broadband county profiles. And this year I think we'll even take a look. What we do is using information from the Office of Broadband Development. They have their maps and they have what percentage of your county is served and unserved and underserved. Using that information, kind of come up with rankings on who's doing well and who needs help and along those lines, but also then taking a look back at what's happened in each county over the last 12 months or so. And I think we've been doing this for about 5 years. So being this week sort of a grand finale, probably will also take more of a look at the last 5 years as well and how things are going. So that I'm waiting for the information from the Office of Broadband Development. I have an email into them. A few months ago, they told me December 1st. So I'm holding my breath, hoping that's the timing for it. But as Mary says, what would be nice is if you got any stories to tell, now's the time to tell them, and then they'll get included in it. It's kind of, it's not one big report so much as 87 big reports that I'll be doing in that month. So, and those will be posted on the blog.
Yeah, if you want to check them out, you can go to BlandonOnBroadband.com, and I think there's like a tab across the top for the county profiles. And
Yeah.
You can kind of see what they've been in the last few years, and also did some digital equity profiles this year. That was new.
Yeah, did that about a month ago. So using information, oh, my mind is a blank, I think from Microsoft actually. They took a huge big look at different aspects of digital equity, and it's a little bit your propensity towards towards needing digital equity. They take a look at age brackets, socioeconomic information. Sorry, I'm walking down River Road, and of course I know somebody who's walking by as I'm talking. And some of the projects that have been happening, as well as who to contact if you wanted to create a digital equity plan in your community, because with some of the federal funding, people are likely going to want to be doing that in the next year. So thanks.
And when you say digital equity plan in your community, you don't mean like the statewide digital equity plan. It's more like a strategy around digital equity.
Right. But luck favors the prepared. We'll just say that. So I think whatever you can have ready is going to help when that funding comes in.
Exactly. Well, thanks, Jane, for joining. Oh, she's gone already. I had to leave. And we'll hope Tom joins soon. See, I'm trying to think if I have any other news. I'm checking my agenda. Oh yeah, so I thought I'd talk about grant periods with as many of you are here as possible. You know, we already talked about the ability to do an extension if you need to, but I think everyone in this cohort, your grant period ends on June 30th. I think most of you have allocated all of your funds already. So all you need to do is, you know, finish up your projects and you're ready to do some final reporting. It isn't, you know, a hugely extensive report. And if you want a link to the form, I can send that to you. I think have sent that to you in the past though. But yeah, so, I mean, if you're on track, final reports are due on August 1st, 2023. If you need an extension,